Yes, guys, we're live. Come on, the transfer window is actually heating up right now, and there's a whole lot that is going on right now in the transfer window. So many breaking news, so many breaking transfer stories, and we're going to, break that down as we talk about the transfer stories right now currently happening on the transfer window. So if you're new to this channel, you know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell, and let's have this conversation concerning what's really going on right now in the transfer market. It is getting very serious right now on the transfer market, and Fabrizio is posting, Ben Jacobs is posting, Austin is posting, everybody is on live, everybody is posting right now. And let's break some trending news currently on the transfer market. We're going to talk about Chelsea, we're going to talk about Arsenal, we're going to talk about Manchester United, and so many, you know, so many clubs when it comes to this transfer story. So stick around and join us as we break things down. Now, concerning Nicolas Jackson story, this Nicolas Jackson story is one of this kind of stories that you can't blame the player. All right, it has happened. You can't see Nicolas Jackson is not at fault for what's happened. Nicolas Jackson is not at fault for Liam Delap issue. So you cannot blame the player at his stance. So I wouldn't blame him up to the fact that he decides not to come back. But at the end of the day, the club has the upper hand. At the end of the day, the club knows best. At the end of the day, he is contracted to the club. All right. So even if the agent is telling him don't go back, and all of that, there's nothing he can do, because for a contract to be signed, a club has to sign, the buying club also has to sign. So you cannot blame, all right, you cannot blame Nicolas Jackson for what's going on right now. But he's back to Chelsea, he's back to the club right now, and Chelsea has also recalled Guiu. Guiu is back to the club right now, and it is what it is. Guiu is back to the club, and at this point, I'm having a feeling, right, guys? I'm having a feeling that Nicolas Jackson might still be sold, because trust me, Aston Villa, keep an eye on Aston Villa, because Aston Villa needs a striker. At this point, Aston Villa needs a striker, because they cannot depend on their current striker right now. Not just Aston Villa, Newcastle might still make a move, because Newcastle are expecting a bid of 130 million for Alexander Isak at this point. So because of that bid that might be coming in, Wissa just put up a statement currently that he wants to leave Brentford. Now, for the fact that Wissa have put up that statement that he wants to leave Brentford at this point, simply means that at any point in time, Wissa must have had a pre-agreement with Newcastle. And for the fact that Wissa has had a pre-agreement with Newcastle, Wissa might be going to Newcastle because he wants to leave at this point. So when it comes to this Chelsea case on Jackson, for the fact that Chelsea still recall Guiu back from the loan that he was loaned out to Sunderland 2-3 weeks ago, simply means that Jackson might still be sold, because you cannot call Jackson back and Guiu back as well. So probably one of them has to still leave, because you cannot. Okay, what's the essence of calling Guiu back if you're not going to play him? So that means there's every possibility at this point, all right, that there's every possibility that Jackson might still be sold. So it's not just about coming back due to the fact that he wants to come and replace the lap. There might still be something else that might still happen at the end of the day. So let's keep an eye on that as well. So concerning Disasi will be sold. And now, according to Sky Caver, it says that Crystal Palace are considering a move for Axel Disasi rather, as they continue to work on a potential replacement for Ghehi. It's almost done for Ghehi. Ghehi will be leaving, and Ghehi will be going over to Liverpool. Liverpool signings this season has been fantastic. From the defense to the midfield to the attack, Liverpool's way of the Liverpool signings this season has been top notch. See, once Liverpool gets in Ghehi and Isak, it's over. It's over for every other club, because trust me, it's as good as giving Liverpool the title. Once Liverpool just gets Ghehi in defense, because it's not only going to be Ghehi will be With Ghehi will play second fiddle to Konate, or they might probably drag for that position. Van Dijk also will be there. So Van Dijk, Ghehi, and they still have other defenders also there at Liverpool. So it's just good as giving Liverpool the title at this point. Let me know what you think about this Alexis Sassi deal to Crystal Palace, because this will be one of a hell signing for Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace needs a defender, because at the end of the day, if Crystal Palace doesn't allow Marc leave now, he will be leaving on a free next summer. So it's as good as gone. 40%, 40 million offer. Liverpool offered 40 million. Liverpool offered Crystal Palace and a 10% sell-on clause. I think that's a fantastic deal for me. That is a fantastic deal for me. So we are getting updates currently right now concerning the transfer. Liverpool have had a 125 million fixed fee for Alexander Isak accepted this evening. So it's a year we go for Alexander Isak to Liverpool. As I said earlier, see, it's a done deal at this point. That's who actually broke this news. Ben Jacob broke this news, and that is a British record. 125 million for Alexander Isak to Liverpool. So it's going to be Isak and the Ketike that's going to head the Liverpool's attack. See, trust me, I don't see any club at this point. I don't see any club that is trying or that would actually compete with Liverpool in winning that league. I don't see any club. Alexander Isak will kill it. Alexander Isak will murder it over there at Anfield. Trust me, because you're taking Isak out, you're bringing Ekitike in. That is Ekitike has done so well in the last 4 games he has played for Liverpool. The 4 games he has played, he has gotten 3 goals. That is a fantastic return for a player who is just coming to the Premier League from the German league. Now, adding Alexander Isak to that team, it's fantastic for me. It's fantastic for me. What a signing that would be. That report just came from Ben Jacobs now. I don't have the means to pull it up to the screen. I would have pulled it up to the screen, but what a signing that is for Liverpool. Alexander Isak to Liverpool. It's a here we go. Fantastic news for Liverpool fans. If you're a Liverpool fan, congratulations. Definitely you must have saw it coming. Yes, definitely, because there's no way Newcastle is signing Nick Voltimada. There's no way Newcastle are going to sign Wizard. This is the reason why I said keep an eye on Jackson. Jackson can still make that move. At this point, Jackson can still make that move, because Newcastle are receiving 125 million fixed fee. So that means there will still be add-ons that will make it up to 130 million, because at this point, they don't have a choice. They have to accept the offer. Newcastle have to accept that offer at this point, because they've already signed the replacement, and then they will still go into the market and sign one more striker. It might be Wissa, it might be Jackson. So I still don't believe Jackson will still stay. If there's a permanent offer right now for Jackson, Jackson is going to leave. Jackson might still leave. So forget the fact that Jackson is back to Chelsea. He might still go. That's what I think. Because why are you recalling Jackson and you're recalling Guiu? He might still leave at this point. So it's official right now. Liverpool have had 125 million fixed fee bid for Alexander Isak accepted this evening. So it's a here we go on that deal. I think that's a very, very good deal for me. That is a very, very good deal. Let me know what you think in the comment section. If you think Liverpool should be considered title winners, not title contenders now. Do you think Liverpool should be considered title winners at this point? Please let me know. Share your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you think about this Liverpool deal for Alexander Isak right now. I've always known rather that Alexander Isak will go to Liverpool. I've always known, because this is a very fantastic news for me. This is a very, very big news, because and I don't see any club. See, Manchester City lost today. Right? Manchester City lost today to Brighton. Their inconsistency have started. They're already having injury problems with Czechia. So that is aside. All right. Now, apart from that, leave Manchester United. Arsenal lost today as well. I know it's a marathon. It's a marathon. Fabrizio just posted it is a done deal for Isak to Liverpool. So it's a marathon. The Premier League is a marathon. I know that for a fact. All right. But that being said, Isak will add so much into the Liverpool's attack. so much into that Liverpool's attack. There's a whole lot Liverpool stand to gain with having Alexander Isak in that team. Fantastic player, fantastic team, for Alexander Isak to Liverpool. He's going to cook. He's going to do so well at the club. This is a very, very good news to all Liverpool fans over there. Now, we are back to Chelsea. Now, let's go back to that Chelsea news. Then we'll go back to the Liverpool news again. Now, as at 1 hour ago, concerning Jackson, it says, Bayern have tonight told Nicolas Jackson and his agent, Ali Barra, to return to Chelsea. Okay, now they're on their way back to Chelsea. Now, let's see what Fabrizio is actually posting concerning the transfer market, because it's heating up at this point. Fenerbahce are working on a deal to sign Ederson for Manchester City. So Ederson will be off to Fenerbahce, and Manchester City will sign Donnarumma. This was an opportunity on the market. It came out late, in the sense that when Manchester City signed James Trafford, all right, there was actually no. When Manchester City signed James Trafford, there was no opportunity to sign Donnarumma at the time. If not, trust me, Manchester City wouldn't have signed James Trafford. So at this point, this season, James Trafford will be the second goalkeeper. James Trafford will be the second goalkeeper this season for Manchester City. And this move for Ederson, it was close to Galatasaray. And let's read what Fabrizio has to say concerning this Ederson's move to Fenerbahce. He says, exclusive, Fenerbahce are working on deal to sign Ederson for Manchester City. Fenerbahce entered the race and tried to get the deal done after Galatasaray had a 10 million bid rejected. If Ederson leaves, Donnarumma will join Manchester City as reported. Like I just said, Donnarumma is going to be a Manchester City goalkeeper, whether we like it or not at this point. Now let's move to the next story. The Isak story is trending everywhere at this point. The Isak story is trending. Fabrizio said, breaking, Isak to Liverpool, here we go. Deal agreed for now. 130 million transfer fee, record move to Premier League. Isak is on his way to medical tests as new Liverpool player after long-term deal agreed months ago. It was always only Liverpool for Isak. So Liverpool has gotten their man. Isak is a here we go. This is a fantastic news for me. So due to the fact now that you have to stick around, because I'm going to be giving so much transfer stories in the next 1 hour before I go off. So due to the fact that Chelsea recalled Guiu back on loan from Newcastle, Newcastle have to go into the market to sign a replacement for Guiu. And guess who Newcastle are signing now? According to Fabrizio, he said Sunderland, he said Sunderland work on a deal to sign Brian Brobbey. You know Brian Brobbey from Ajax, as a new striker from Ajax. Not easy, but talks on the way to get the deal done, as Guiu is expected to return to Chelsea. I'm feeling for Sunderland right now. You know what I'm feeling for Sunderland? I'm feeling for Sunderland because of the fact that, let me relax my back so you guys can understand. I'm feeling for Sunderland because of the fact that you already have a striker. Your striker is already there. Like, you're already settled and you're done with the season. That, all right, we are not going to sign any other player. We're good with our striking position as of now. And all of a sudden, Chelsea just recalled Guiu. So for the fact that Chelsea recalled Guiu, you have to sign a replacement for Guiu. And there's no time on the market at this point. It is 24 hours, I think 20 hours right now to the end of the transfer window. So Sunderland rather had to do everything possible to get a striker over there, at the club, at the Stadium of Light. And they are on the verge of getting Brian Brobbey from Ajax. So that deal is getting very close. Another deal we're actually putting an eye on concerning this transfer window is Chrysanthus Uche, the Nigerian international, or the Nigerian born player, because he has not yet made his debut for Nigeria. Chrysanthus Uche is in London to sign for Crystal Palace. Remember how good this guy is currently for Getafe. Very, very good player. He can play at the number 9 position. He can play in the number 10 position. He can play multiple positions off front. So Chrysanthus Uche from Getafe is on the verge of signing for Crystal Palace. Wolves, the deal with Wolves collapsed a few days ago concerning this deal. And it's sad. It's sad. It's sad. It's a sad one that Wolves, that he couldn't go to Wolves. Now Wolves actually had to sign another player. Another player. It's sad. So let's move to another tweet. Let's move another tweet concerning transfer window, because every player right now are trying to make a move. Now, Kolomani. Let's talk about Kolomani. Kolomani has been on the verge of joining Juventus in the last 2 months, right? Since the transfer window opened, because he was on loan to Juventus last summer. That's last season. Now, Juventus are not meeting the demands of PSG. And at this point, the deal might be on the brink of collapse at this point. Now, according to Fabrizio, he said the issue for Kolomani deal between Juventus and PSG is on the formula. All right. Now, he said not only player side. Kolomani wanted Juventus for 3 months, but no agreement again at this stage between clubs. There's no agreement between Juventus and PSG concerning Kolomani. Kolomani wants to make the move. Kolomani wants to move. Even when Delap got injured, Chelsea made an inquiry concerning Kolomani to come on a season-long loan, but he refused. He wants to go to Juventus. That is where he has found home. That is where he wants to play. That is where he has always wanted to play. All right, because he was there last season on loan and he did so well over there, at Juventus. So let's keep an eye on that. Now, for the fact that Marc will be going to Liverpool, AC Milan are confident of getting the deal done for Joe Gomez. Joe Gomez, who played today against Arsenal, might be moving to AC Milan before the transfer window closes, because he doesn't want to sit on the bench. Now, Liverpool are getting Marc in, but a slot has said that he doesn't want, and a slot said he doesn't want Joe Gomez to leave. Now, Joe Gomez will be feeling sad because of the fact that we're entering the World Cup year. Every player wants to get playing time. Every player wants to get playing time. And at this point, he might be leaving. Crystal Palace are interested in actually swapping Ghehi for Joe Gomez at some point. I think it was yesterday. Now, Joe Gomez is attracting interest from AC Milan, and that would be a very good deal for him, because most English players, both strikers, both midfielders, both defenders, have been moving to AC Milan. Fikayo Tomori, Abraham, most of them have been going over to AC Milan. Dr. Strick has been going over to AC Milan. So it's not really a bad deal if he goes to AC Milan. He's going to get playing time over there at AC Milan if this deal, actually works out. Now, there's another tweet I want to read concerning Juventus, because I was talking about Juventus just now with Kolomani. Now it says Juventus were already discussing loan plus obligation to buy proposal for Loic Openda from RB Leipzig. So that means that's like an alternative, to Kolomani. Excuse me. That's an alternative to Kolomani. Loic Openda is a very, very good player from Leipzig. Now, that was Bayern Munich plan B. That was Bayern Munich plan B for Nicolas Jackson. Now, Juventus are entering the race to sign with Openda from Leipzig. Now, another tweet, no agreement reached, I said. Meanwhile, Juventus have approached RB Leipzig again for Loic Openda as a backup option if Kolomani's deal collapse. If Kolomani's deal collapse. So it's getting hot, in the transfer window. Clubs are signing. Atletico Madrid have signed Nico Gonzalez from Juventus. There's a whole lot going on right now in the transfer window. Guiu is on his way back, like I said earlier. So I'm just trying to recap everything I've said. Lorenzo Insigne, who left Europe, is back to Parma. Lorenzo Insigne has signed for Parma. And now it's a year we go. It's a year we go right now. If you can see this, it's a year we go for Adrien Rabiot. Adrien Rabiot from Marseille has joined AC Milan on a 10 million deal. What a transfer that is. He had issues or he had problems with Marseille. They fought in the dressing room, and he was asked to leave. So Andre Rabiot has gone to AC Milan from Marseille. While Asensio, let's keep an eye on Asensio. Asensio has moved from PSG to Fenerbahce. What a move that is for Asensio. I thought he will be coming back to the Premier League. I thought Asensio will be coming back to the Premier League, but he has moved to Aston Villa. He has moved to Fenerbahce. He was supposed to come back to Aston Villa, but he has moved to Fenerbahce. So the Alexander Isak story is trending everywhere at this point. It's a year we go for Alexander Isak. Like I said, if you are new to this channel, please subscribe. Subscribe to my channel so you can be getting, news like this and football content like this. Jamie Vardy has arrived. Jamie Vardy has arrived to sign for Cremonese in Italy. Jamie Vardy in Italy. Is it 36 or 38 years old player has moved to Italy on a free transfer. So Jamie Vardy has moved to Italy on a free transfer. Let's move to another story. So that's a very good move for Jamie Vardy. At least a club has actually signed him. I thought any other club in the Premier League might want to go for his service, but Jamie Vardy has moved to Cremonese in Italy. What a move that is for him. So let's move to another story. There's a whole lot happening right now. Fenerbahce are interested in signing Ike Gundogan. Fenerbahce are interested in signing Ike Gundogan. A 3.5 million offer is on the table right now for Manchester City. I think that move for Gundogan to Barcelona just actually changed his career. He came back to Manchester City, but you see that move he made to Barcelona actually had issues, actually had problem with him in his career, because right from that point, Gundogan didn't get himself anymore. Right from that point, Gundogan didn't understand himself anymore. Right from that point, it became a different Gundogan from who we used to know or who we used to see, in the Premier League. It became a different Gundogan entirely. But let me know what you think concerning that deal. Let me know what you think concerning Ike Gundogan's move to Fenerbahce. It's getting closer. It's getting closer at this point. So let me know what you think concerning that deal. Now let's move to another story. Marcel have reached agreements with West Ham to sign Nef Agad. He's set to contract until 2030. So Marcel has signed Agad from West Ham. Let's move to another story. Stade Rennes have signed Brian Mbolo. So that's from Monaco. They have signed Mbolo from Monaco. Now let's move to another story. There are so many stories in the transfer window right now. So we're going to be touching them briefly. Then any big story we have, we're going to break it down in the next 40 minutes before I go off. All right. So Liverpool, after signing Isak, Liverpool are on the market again to sign Marc Ghehi. What is signing for Isak? What is signing for Isak? What is signing for Isak? There's going to be a lot of disappointment in this transfer window, in this deadline day. That is one of the negatives having, in deadline days. That's one of the negatives, that if you don't sign in time, if you don't do your business in time, there are going to be disappointments, because sometimes there's no time rounding up paperwork and all of that to make that move. Now let's move to another story. RB Leipzig are close to sealing the deal to sign Konrad Haider. The same Konrad Haider Chelsea were interested in Chelsea were interested in signing Konrad Haider in replacement for Delap, who got injured. So Chelsea were trying to sign him, but instead he moved to Leipzig. That was when Chelsea actually recalled back Jackson. So now Jackson is on his way back to England, to return back to Chelsea. So Jackson might still be sold, like I said. So let's keep an eye on Jackson. He might still be sold. So I'm looking at more transfer news in the last few hours, so I can just keep, bringing it down to you guys. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe to this channel. Please subscribe to this channel. Tsimikas has joined AS Roma from Liverpool. Tsimikas have joined AS Roma from Liverpool on a season-long loan. Simicas has joined Liverpool on a season-long loan. Now I'm getting another tweet. Nicolas Jackson. I'm getting another tweet. Nicolas Jackson and Random Kolomani. If you're on Wizard deal collapse. So, like I said, remember I said just now that Newcastle will still go for another striker. Remember I said it just now, and this is what is happening right now. If Wizard deal collapse, because Brentford are not does not want to release Isak at this Wizard at this point, Newcastle will still sign Kolomani or Jackson. Kolomani or Jackson. I said it. Newcastle will still sign Jackson or Kolomani. The fact that Chelsea does not want a loan deal for Jackson says it all. That was why the deal collapsed with Bayern Munich. If Bayern Munich have put up an offer of a permanent deal, Jackson will be a Bayern Munich player at this point. Yes, Jackson would have been a Bayern Munich player at this point if Bayern Munich put up an offer for him. But as it stands right now, Jackson might still leave Chelsea. As it stands right now, Jackson might still leave Chelsea. Jackson might still leave Chelsea to Newcastle. Jackson might still leave Chelsea to Newcastle at this point. So let's keep an eye on that. Jackson might still leave Chelsea to Newcastle. Because right now, Newcastle have to choose between Kolomani, because the deal for Kolomani to Juventus is collapsed at this point. So Jackson might still leave Chelsea to Newcastle at this point. So let's keep an eye on that deal as well. So there's a whole lot going on right now in the transfer window. I'm going to be bringing it to you. So subscribe if you're new to this channel. Right. So I'm trying to get the latest news now concerning the latest tweets now concerning that deal. Mediterranean has left Inter Milan and joined Olympiacos. Mediterranean has left Inter Milan and joined Olympiacos. Mediterranean has left Inter Milan and joined Olympiacos. So that's a permanent deal there. Now, there's one player that was on the market. I think Angelo Stiller. Manchester United were interested. Real Madrid were also interested. So I think there was a tweet I saw earlier that he will be staying back and he will be staying put at Stuttgart. Erik ten Hag might be sacked by Leverkusen. Erik ten Hag might be sacked by Leverkusen. He has had bad games at the start of this season, and Bayern Leverkusen are already on the market looking for another coach. So he might be sacked. He might be sacked at this point. So let's see how that goes. Erik ten Hag might be sacked. Erik ten Hag might be sacked at this point. So let's see what happens with that deal. Jose Mourinho is free. Jose Mourinho can actually replace him. What do you think, guys? Do you think Jose Mourinho should replace him if Erik ten Hag is sacked? What do you think? Do you think Jose Mourinho should replace him at? Do you think Jose Mourinho should replace Erik ten Hag at Bayer Leverkusen? Please, you guys should drop your comments in the comment section so I will know we are actually interacting. Bayern Munich have turned their attention to Ademola Lookman. Bayern Munich have turned their attention to Ademola Lookman. Ademola Lookman will now be allowed to leave Atlanta. Remember, Atlanta rejected 45 million bid from Inter Milan during this season, during I think the last 2 weeks or so. Inter Milan bid 45 million, a loan deal plus 45 million obligation to buy for Ademola Lookman, which was rejected by Atlanta. At this point, Atlanta, according to David Oyston, have now accepted the fact now that Isak can leave. They have accepted the fact now that Ademola Lookman can leave. Ademola Lookman can leave Atlanta at this point, and clubs are settling in on that deal because this is a quality player who took Atlanta to Europa League final and won it. Scored the hat-trick in the final. So Ademola Lookman might leave. Another story coming up right now is Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham Hotspur can still go for, guess who? Tottenham Hotspur are still on the market. Rafael Leao to Tottenham Hotspur is getting heated at this point. Tottenham Hotspur are interested in signing Rafael Leao from AC Milan. I think that would be a very, very good deal if that deal happens. Rafael Leao to Tottenham Hotspur is getting closer. Hello, Lisa, Alex. Hello. Good to have you here. Subscribe if you're not subscribed to this channel. So now let's talk about Manchester United for a bit. Manchester United needs a goalkeeper at this point. All right. Manchester United needs a goalkeeper. And right now, the player, the goalkeeper that Manchester United is looking at to get is Martinez from Aston Villa. Martinez from Aston Villa might be a new Manchester United goalkeeper in the next few hours. They are interested in Sane from Royal Antwerp. They are also interested in Martinez. Martinez didn't play the game for Aston Villa today, so he might be making a move. He might be making a move to Manchester United. Rasmus Højlund have left Manchester United, have joined Napoli. Rasmus Højlund have left Manchester United, have joined Napoli on a season-long loan with a 45 million buy option. So that is a deal that is a very good deal for Manchester United because they bought a player for 75 million. After 2 years, they are sending that player for 50 million loan deal. That's loan fee plus buy option or obligation to buy. I think it's a buy option for Højlund to Napoli due to the fact that Lukaku got injured and Lukaku is off at this point. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens with that deal. Let's see what happens with that deal for Martinez to Manchester United. So Manchester United are interested in signing Martinez. Manchester United are interested in signing Martinez. When Unai Emery was asked, Unai Emery, that's the coach of Aston Villa, was asked recently concerning Emi Martinez to Manchester United. All he had to say was Bezos. Bezos. That's what he had to say. What's the full name of that goalkeeper is Marco Bezos. Marco Bezos. All he had to say was Bezos. And that Bezos is the goalkeeper of Aston Villa who was in goal today for their game, so that they lost. So Bezos and will still be the number one goalkeeper, I think, for Aston Villa this season because Martinez might leave to Manchester United. And if Manchester United get Martinez, what a transfer that would be for Manchester United. It has solved 50% of Manchester United problems. If Manchester United gets Martinez, it has solved 50% of Manchester United problems at this point. Because Manchester United, the two goalkeepers that Manchester United have right now are zero. When I mean zero, absolutely zero. They have not been anywhere close to quality. They have not been anywhere close to the kind of player, the kind of goalkeeper, the kind of quality of goalkeeper Manchester United are supposed to have. So Martinez to Manchester United will change a whole lot. You see, the Manchester United have been suffering since they allowed Ghehi leave. Onana has been bad. Onana has been terrible. Beenda has been terrible. So this Manchester United needs to do everything possible to get a goalkeeper because they are going to suffer. Manchester United will suffer a whole lot if they don't get a goalkeeper. They will suffer a lot. So Manchester United needs to get a goalkeeper this summer. Like in the next 24 hours, Manchester United needs to do everything to get a goalkeeper. Now, for Chelsea, because this stream is mainly about everything concerning transfer window, but mainly Chelsea and other transfer news. But Chelsea right now, there's a whole lot of player. But it's been silent concerning Sterling. Sterling has been silent. I don't know where he's moving. I think Fulham are interested, Besiktas are interested in signing Sterling from Chelsea, but it's been quiet. I think Sterling should be making a move tomorrow away from Stamford Bridge, away from Chelsea. Sterling should be leaving Chelsea anytime soon. Chilwell should be leaving Chelsea as well. Chilwell should be leaving Chelsea anytime soon. Chilwell should be leaving Chelsea anytime soon. I think that would be a deal I think Strasbourg were interested in signing Chilwell, but I don't know about that. I think that would have been a pathway for him to just leave Chelsea. But he's so comfortable in collecting his salary. Ah, he's so comfortable collecting his salary at Chelsea and he doesn't want to leave. Chilwell is so comfortable at this point. He was on loan to Crystal Palace in January. Chilwell will have to leave Chelsea anytime soon. Now let's take a look. Let's see which other tweet is coming concerning, because the only thing right now with Chelsea is Jackson coming back. The only thing with Chelsea right now, Jackson is back. Guiu is back, and Disasi is getting closer to a move to Crystal Palace. That is the move right now, and that is the tweet right now concerning Chelsea. Let's see if there's any other Chelsea news that we might actually want to touch. All right, now there's it. Okay, this is about now for Femi Lopez. What's going on with Femi Lopez? Chelsea were interested in signing Femi Lopez. What is going on with Femi Lopez at this point? Now, Femi Lopez played against Femi Lopez played in the Barcelona draw tonight. I think against Rayo Vallecano. Femi Lopez played. I think he was crying after the game. Now, this is what according to Marca, that's a reputable source in Spain. According to Marca said that's Barcelona coach Flick said, let's talk about the team, not about the players. When he was asked about Femi Lopez, he said, let's talk about the team, not the players. Most important thing now is when the market closes, everyone is 100% committed to the club. No ego kills success. Last season, we played as a team and we have to go back like this. So obviously he was upset about the loss, about the draw of Barcelona. So probably that was the reason he gave that kind of comment. But Femi Lopez, I don't know why he was crying. I don't know why Femi Lopez was crying. That means that surely sends a signal that he might be leaving Barcelona, to Chelsea or elsewhere. I don't know. Because Chelsea made a 35 million offer to sign Femi Lopez yesterday after the match against Fulham. Chelsea made a 35 million offer to sign Femi Lopez from Barcelona. That deal was rejected because Barcelona wanted 90 million, 80 million for Femi Lopez. Now Femi Lopez is crying after the match. Does that mean that Femi Lopez might be moving to Chelsea? But let's see what happens with that deal. Now, let me quickly throw more light concerning this Jackson situation, because that's what is on our thumbnail right now. The Jackson situation. Like I said, you can't blame Jackson. No, and you can't blame Chelsea also, because it's just like I have an asset, all right, and I try to lend my assets out. Now, the one I'm using got spoiled. Do you expect me to go and buy another one when I already have one that I can use and manage till I fix my other assets? Let's use an electronic, for example. For example, a phone. Your phone probably got spoiled, and you have a phone that you lend somebody. Are you going to go buy another phone pending the time you're going to have money to fix your current phone, when you know that you have another phone that you have lent somebody? You probably get the phone back. So that is it about this Jackson's case. To me, Chelsea didn't do anything bad. Chelsea say if you want to buy him so that I can use the money to go buy another phone, to go buy another player. And Bayern Munich said no, they just want to borrow, they just want a loan, and that's it. And Chelsea said no, buy him so that I can buy, because I have a pending situation. I have a pending problem right now. So if at this point you cannot buy Jackson from Chelsea, then give me back. I can use him. I can still sell him. So that is what it is with Chelsea. And you cannot blame Chelsea. And you can also not blame Jackson. Because at this point, Jackson, it's not his fault. It's not his fault. But what I was not happy about was the tweets that his agents was putting out yesterday. His agent was putting out tweet that the plane doesn't go backward, blah, 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 blah. It's normal. It's normal for agents to say trash. But at that point, that was a delicate time. For him to actually say such a thing. Femi Lopez deal is actually heating up also at this point. Conor Hada would have been a very good signing for Chelsea, right? Conor Hada would have been a very good good signing as a young potential player who might still go on loan when the lap comes back. But the lap injury came at a very, very wrong time. Very, very wrong time. Very wrong time, the lap injury. Very, very wrong time for Chelsea. The lap, he has not really started well in Chelsea, but he had the potential to do better. What has been saving Chelsea has been João Pedro's immense start, fantastic start for João Pedro to Chelsea. And if Chelsea had relied on the lap only before his injury, most 3 points for Chelsea or most goals that came from João Pedro wouldn't have come. And it's a sad one. It's a sad one that the lap had to go injured. It's a very, very sad one. Let me know what you think concerning the lap's injury. I think he will be out for 2 months, and Chelsea have to do everything because during that 2 months there will be Champions League football, there will be Premier League football. I think FA Cup football will come up as well. The League Cup, Carabao Cup will be there as well. So Chelsea are competing in all fronts. Chelsea will be competing in everywhere. So you cannot just use and overwear out João Pedro. You cannot overwear out João Pedro at this point. So you cannot say it's Chelsea's fault. Chelsea did not do anything wrong. Chelsea wanted a way out for him. Chelsea gave an option. He said, buy him. Buy him. If you cannot buy him, then bring him back. And Newcastle are interested in signing him also. So it's not anybody's fault. Romeo Lavia is pushing to come back. Romeo Lavia, that has not been playing for Chelsea in a long time due to injury, is close to coming back from injury. So that's a good one. Now, Anselmino, who made his debut for Borussia Dortmund today, did very well. People have been singing praises of Anselmino today. He did very, very well in Germany. He did very well in Germany for his first game for Borussia Dortmund. Anselmino did very, very well. I saw his clips. I saw the highlights of the game he played. Borussia Dortmund won 3-0. Anselmino was the star of the match. Anselmino was the star boy in that game. He did very well in defense He did very well, very, very well in defense for Borussia Dortmund. So, to me, I think, right, that Anselmino should have gone. It should have been like a 2-year loan for Borussia Dortmund because he would develop so fast and so rapid over there in Borussia Dortmund. So, Anselmino did very, very well in his first game for Borussia Dortmund. That was a nice loan. He played 17 minutes, 0 goals, 0 assists as a defender. It's normal. Then 5 clearance. 5 clearance for Anselmino for Borussia Dortmund. Please subscribe if you're new to this channel. Please subscribe. 2 interceptions, 2 tackles. It was very, very good. It was really good. It was really, really good. Anselmino to Borussia Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund and Anselmino was very, very good today. Now let's see if there's a new tweet. If there's a new tweet concerning from Fabrizio. Luca Bacchio. Okay, Luca Bacchio, here we go. Agreement done between clubs. Sevilla have sold Luca Bacchio to Benfica. Sevilla have sold Luca Bacchio to Benfica. Tomorrow we'll be having live. Tomorrow I'll be going live like this for like 3 hours or so, breaking down towards the towards the end of the transfer window. I'll be going live. I'll be breaking down everything concerning the transfer window. I'll be talking about Chelsea and other clubs as well, Manchester United, Liverpool. Any breaking news that comes up on this transfer news or transfer stories, tomorrow I'll be breaking it down as well. So don't miss out to my tomorrow's live stream concerning the transfer window, because I'll be breaking down a whole lot when it comes to latest transfer stories. So Chelsea have some player. Kellyman, who signed from Aston Villa to Chelsea, has moved to Cardiff. Kellyman has moved to Cardiff from Chelsea on a season-long loan. So that is another one that happened today. Kellyman has moved to Cardiff City. So there are some players also that are still left in Chelsea that needs to move. Disasi, Sterling, um, uh, Ben Chilwell. Some of those players have to leave. Some of those players will definitely leave, and it's Jackson. I think Jackson has an opportunity to do well if he comes back. Jackson have an opportunity to do well if he comes back. Now, Fekudo Bunanote, there is a tweet right now from the Blue Dodgers about Fekudo Bunanote, who had an agreement to join Chelsea on a season-long loan from Brighton 2 days ago. Fekudo Bunanote, that is a wrap unless something crazy happens with Femi Lopez. So Fekudo Bunanote will be unveiled as a new Chelsea player tomorrow. Unless Femi Lopez actually signs for Chelsea. And with the way Femi Lopez was crying this night after he played the game for Barcelona, let's see what happens concerning that. So Fekudo Bunanote will be a Chelsea player and he will be unveiled in the next few hours. I think tomorrow Fekudo Bunanote will be unveiled as a Chelsea player. He will be unveiled as a Chelsea player. There was an upset. So who saw the Manchester City game? Manchester City lost today to Brighton. That was a shocker. That was a real shocker. Manchester City lost to Brighton today. That was a real shocker. That was a real shocker. I think this Newcastle in link to Jackson is a very serious deal. Newcastle to Jackson to Newcastle is a very, very serious deal and might happen. So let's not take our eyes off Jackson to Newcastle. It's a very serious deal. Let me know. Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think this move, if Newcastle goes for Jackson, do you think Chelsea should sell Jackson to Newcastle or keep Jackson and Marc Guiu? Let me know. Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Chelsea should sell Jackson to Newcastle? Let me know. Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Chelsea should sell Jackson to Newcastle? Because that deal is actually brewing up right now. That deal is getting very, very serious at this point. Do you think Jackson should be sold to Newcastle? Because Newcastle are serious. They've signed Nick Votimada. They still need a backup striker. They still need another striker. And Jackson will be very expensive. Jackson will be very, very expensive. At least I think 70 million can get a deal. 60-70 million because of deadline day. I think 60-70 million can be a very good move for Newcastle to get Jackson. Now it will be Jackson and Nick Votimada as a striker for Newcastle. Newcastle will be playing in the Champions League, so that's another plus. That is another plus, for Jackson. So let's see what happens with that deal. Femi Lopez is very close to joining Chelsea. If he happens, because I don't think Barcelona might want to do it. But Barcelona are having financial situation at this point, and that might make them actually sanction that deal. That might make Barcelona sanction that deal for Jackson, for Femi Lopez to Chelsea. It's getting close. It's getting close at this point. Femi Lopez to Chelsea, but nothing really serious at this point. It's just this Isak deal. Alexander Isak has gone to Liverpool. It's a here we go for Alexander Isak to Liverpool. I see Liverpool winning the title, man. Because without Isak, without Ghehi, they've won 3 out of 3. They won against Bournemouth, they won against Newcastle, they won against Arsenal. Arsenal was supposed to be their biggest test, and they passed. Liverpool passed in flying colors with a fantastic free kick from Szoboszlai. So that was a very, very good one for Liverpool, picking up all 3 points. So Liverpool are the only team right now in the Premier League who has won 3 out of 3. What a start to the Premier League. And also, I see them winning the Premier League. I see Liverpool winning the Premier League. Here we go. Isak is a year we go for Isak to Liverpool. It's a year we go for Isak to Liverpool. What a deal that is. What a fantastic deal that is. What a deal that is. I see them winning the Premier League. I see them winning the Premier League. It's trending also. Isak is trending also. Isak is trending. Mikel Arteta is under the radar right now. I mean, Mikel Arteta is on the hot seat right now. Arteta is on the hot seat for what he did today, the kind of selection he did today. What a move for Liverpool. What a move for Liverpool. What a move for Liverpool. If you're a Liverpool fan, you should be jumping over the moon right now. You should be so much happy. You should be rejoicing currently. If you're a Liverpool fan, you should be rejoicing. Because what you guys have done is massive. What you guys have done is fantastic. Liverpool at this point, I don't think Liverpool need a winger. Rio Nguma is there. Ugohoma is there. Chiesa is there. So I don't think Liverpool needs. I don't think Liverpool needs a striker, a winger at this point. They just need to, Gakpo. If Gakpo doesn't play, Chiesa plays. Then they have Ekitike and Isak up front. So that is a dream. That is a dream striking force. That is a dream striking force. I think they are still going to let one or two players leave Liverpool on deadline day. One or two players will still leave Liverpool on deadline day. It's gonna be a tough one. So many moves will happen tomorrow in the transfer window. So many moves will happen in the transfer window. So many moves. Players will be moving right, left, and center. Players will be moving right, left, and center. It's gonna be very, very tough over there. It's gonna be very tough. Chelsea needs to make another signing, and it is very, very important Chelsea makes that signing. Chelsea needs to make another signing because right now Chelsea are having it very difficult to break low blocks. Chelsea are having it very difficult to break low blocks. Chelsea needs to start, and Estevao is very effective on the wings. Right now, Palmer will be back. If Palmer is back, it will be easier. If Palmer is back, it will be easier. If Palmer is back, it will be easier. Now I'm checking for any other potential move. Let me see what Fabrizio has to say. It's still the Isak deal. The Isak deal is trending everywhere. The Isak deal is trending everywhere. The Isak deal is trending everywhere at this point. So let's see what happens concerning that Isak deal. Then for Chelsea, is Disasi. Disasi will be leaving. I think that is the only news right now for Chelsea. So let me know what you think concerning all this I've actually spoken out today. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, join this family. We are growing bigger, we are getting stronger. Please subscribe to this channel. We'll be having so much when it comes to football content, so much when it comes to transfers, and match reviews, match previews, everything. I do them over here on this channel. I'll be going live from time to time, so that we'll be discussing so much when it comes to breaking stories, so much when it comes to transfer. I feel so bad for Jackson. I feel so bad for Jackson at this point. Because in Chelsea, he was not wanted. He was asked to leave. He knew that he would leave. His agent tried to secure a deal with Bayern Munich, which is not an easy thing to do. Securing a deal with Bayern Munich is not an easy thing to do. And Bayern Munich paid a record fee for a loan player, 15 million euros. 15 million euros for Jackson. 15 million euros. That is not an easy one. 15 million euros just on the verge of signing. Just on the verge of signing for, just on the verge of signing for Bayern Munich, Chelsea called that off. And it's not Chelsea's fault. I keep saying this. I've actually put out a series of videos on my Instagram, on my Facebook, on my follow my Instagram, please. Please, I forget. Follow my Instagram, MikeWay_kicks. MikeWay_kicks. That's my Instagram handle. Please follow my Instagram, my Facebook, MikeWay_kicks. Then my TikTok, MikeWay_kicks_. So follow my Instagram, MikeWay_kicks. You know, I drop so many videos there on my Instagram. Short form videos that I don't post here on YouTube. So please follow my Instagram, MikeWay_kicks. So it's a very, very tough, busy weekend. A very, very, and Liverpool were trying to avoid that deadline day move for Isak. That's why they made that move right now. They were trying to avoid it at all costs because anything could happen at deadline day. Anything can happen at deadline day. So Liverpool just had to make that move. Liverpool had to make that move by hook or by crook today, so that tomorrow is just going to do his medical and sign. Because so many moves. Remember what happened to Peter Odewingi's move when he drove to Arsenal from West Brom in 2013. Do you guys remember that move? So many things like that happens in this transfer window when it comes to deadline day. Deadline day are very, 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 very busy. Deadline day, anything can happen. That's one thing with the deadline day. Anything can happen. Thank you so much for joining my live stream. I love you guys so much. Thank you for joining my live stream. I'll be off in the next 4 to 5 minutes. So let's round up with this Jackson story. If Jackson stays back at Chelsea this season, I think Jackson, at that point, will want to show that I can still be part of this team. I can still score goals. On the other hand, it is not good to keep an unhappy player in the squad. Let's not forget that. It's not good to keep an unhappy player in the squad. Let's not forget that. But still, I would love Jackson to stay. I don't think Jackson is a bad player. I don't think Nicolas Jackson is a bad player. I just think there's a lot that has to, when it comes to Jackson, that he has to work on in his game. There's a lot Jackson needs to work on. Jackson needs to work on his finishing skill. His hold-up play is good. His take-ons is good. Jackson just needs to score goals. See, strikers are valued when they score goals. The reason Alexander Isak is worth 130 million, 125 million at this point is because of the scores goals. So as a striker, if you score goals, you'll be valued so much. And that is what Jackson has to work on in his game. Score goals. Whatever you do, just keep scoring goals. No matter how the goals want to score, how the goal wants to score, just keep scoring goals. As a striker, you'll be valued more for scoring goals. So that is one thing with Jackson. He just has to improve in his game. Keep on scoring. Whatever it takes to score, whatever how that goal is going to come, just keep scoring. And he has to work on discipline. Jackson got a red card against Flamengo in the Club World Cup, and that almost cost Chelsea. So he has to work on his discipline. He has to work on himself. Jackson has to work on himself, his discipline. If he finally comes back to Chelsea, then he has to work on his discipline. He has to work on him getting unnecessary red cards. He has to work on getting unnecessary red cards. He has to work on getting unnecessary red cards. And that is one thing about him. He has to work on getting unnecessary red cards. So that's one thing about Nicolas Jackson. So I'll be rounding up this live stream, right? If you're new to this channel, please subscribe to this channel. Hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel, please. It's very important to support this live stream. It's very, very important to support this channel. We'll be going live over and over and over again. So please support this channel. Hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, please. It's very, very important to join this family. We are growing bigger, we are growing better, we are getting stronger. So please subscribe to my channel. Please hit the subscribe button. I'll be so grateful. I'm so happy for having over 134 people watch me on this live stream. It's an amazing thing to do. It's an amazing feat to do. So tomorrow I'll be back with 1 hour live stream as well. Tomorrow I'll be back with 1 hour live stream as well. So please subscribe to this channel. Please subscribe to my live to this channel. I'm so happy having you guys here. So let's see what happens with Jackson's story. Let's see what happens with Jackson. Jackson finally might be a Chelsea player again, or might be loaned out to Newcastle. But let me know what you think about that. Share your thoughts in the comments. Tomorrow I'll be live. I will be live for hours tomorrow. I'll be live. We'll be talking about Chelsea. We'll be talking about every other team, that is happening right now at the transfer story, in the transfer market. Fabrizio, let me see if there's any other tweets concerning with Fabrizio before I leave, or David Oyston before I leave. So that's it. Thank you so much for everybody who has joined me. Thank you so much. Tomorrow, let's do this again. Let's talk about transfer stories today. Let's do the deadline day. Microwave's deadline day move. Microwave deadline day move. So thank you guys for joining. I'll be ending this live now. Thank you so much. Let's do this again tomorrow. Let's do this again tomorrow. Thank you so much for everybody who has joined me on this live stream. Let's do this again tomorrow. Over 150 people has watched me on this live stream. Let's do this again tomorrow. Let's do this again tomorrow. My live stream will be so fun tomorrow. So let's do this tomorrow. Thank you so much. As I come away again next time, I remember your boy Mike. Stay cool. Cheers. Thank you. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.